What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's the Bald Eagle here, and today's topic is going to be about Chicago. And honestly, guys, what's the first thing you think about when you hear the word Chicago? When you think about the city of Chicago, you think about the crime. You think about people, normal people who just want to live their lives, who are terrified to even go outside to go food shopping. You have gunshots night after night. You have people who are catch and release, and you have these politicians and these officials who simply don't care. But because guess what? They have 24-hour security. They aren't going to the supermarket, going to get food like the common people. They aren't going out on walks to the park, unguarded at least. And simply, they don't have to live in the neighborhoods that their constituents do. So what happens when you combine all these things together? You get a disaster. And I don't want to hold you guys up. We're going to get into a little news video here. I found it's a week old, but hey, it's still relevant. And I should just tell you something. Let's get right into it.
5 people were shot, 4 of them killed, including the Chicago police officer since last night. And according to the Chicago Sun-Times, so far this month, 155 people have been shot in gun violence across the city. And I want to start with Gianno in this, but I want to just kind of clarify for context very quickly. You talk about the Sun-Times article. That article was posted at 6:11 this morning. So from 7 o'clock last night until 6:11 this morning, 11 hours and 11 minutes, 45 people were shot.
As you probably heard, 11 hours, 45 people were shot. Let's take that into consideration. Let's just think about that. That's 4 people, almost 4 people per hour in an 11-hour time span. 45 people, that's for some places, that's the number of shootings in 6 months, a week, a month, hell, a year, 2 years? No, but in Chicago, it's 45 people in 11 hours. How are you supposed to live a decent life when you have to worry about getting shot? You're going out for a midnight drive. You're going to the gas station to get some gas. Pow, pow, pow. How are you supposed to live like that? And honestly, the people that I blame are the officials. How are you an elected official and can go to sleep at night collecting tax dollars from your constituents and you can't even fix a simple problem as crime? Let's get back into the video.
That's more than 4 people per hour. And if anybody doesn't think that Chicago, the South Side, the West Side are war zones at this point in time, they need to look at the numbers again. You're from Gianno, and I know this is very personal to you.
Yeah, it is, and it's really unfortunate that it is a war zone, Chicago. And I recently had a situation. My younger sister called me last week. I was in Italy, and she told me that the night before she was leaving the grocery store when 2 people, a man and a woman, walked up to her and attacked her. It was unprovoked. She had her 3-month-old son with her, my nephew. They beat her down to the ground, kicked her in the face, kicked her in her stomach, and then pulled a gun out on her and told her that they would kill her and her son. These are issues that many individuals across the city, whether you...
Just think about how terrifying that is. How could you even return home and consider even going out the next day? I couldn't. I would just pack everything I got and I'm off. Where? Only God knows. But it's better than being here, because it's literally, like they said, a war zone. And who's to blame? Mayor Lightfoot. Funny name. But I digress. This catch and release bail, there's no consequences. I mean, these are people with felonies. These are people who've committed multiple crimes, getting out on, no bail, low bail. Why is bail even being offered for a violent offender? I do not understand. And these criminals are catching on, and they're like, wait a minute. If I go rob somebody, if I go shoot somebody, they're going to catch me, and they're going to release me the very next day. A week from now, oh, just go to my hearing. Most of these people skip those. So what do we have? We have a lawless city full of crime, and normal people are just being terrified. And how are we supposed to live like this? How are people supposed to live like this? I don't live in Chicago, thank God, but I feel so bad for the people that do, and it's probably not like this in every part of Chicago. I can definitely say that, but for the most part, it's ridiculous. All right, let's get back into it.
You be on the south sides or west sides where it has historically happened, the violence, or whether you be downtown on the Gold Coast or even in Lincoln Park where there's usually a younger white group of folks, college students live. There's been mass shootings in those areas which we had never seen before. Who's to blame? The mayor of Chicago, the Cook County prosecutor especially. The Cook County prosecutor, Ken Fox, has released 25,000 felony cases, including murder cases. There was an analysis by the Sun-Times also that showed in the last 6 years, over 1,000 shootings, almost 150 people who died from those shootings. 2 convictions out of over 1,000 people. This is not an American city. The leadership needs to be kicked out, and the residents of Chicago have to start telling on the people who are committing the crimes. Snitching needs to be the new season in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, our hearts go out to you and your family. That story, heartrending details.
She's okay.
John.
Thank God she's okay now.
Yeah,
thank you.
That is good news. But you bring up great numbers, and you talk about murderers being released. I mean, they're running out of ankle bracelets. They're releasing murder suspects in Chicago and running out of ankle bracelets. So in some cases, you have murder suspects just wandering around with no checks, with no observation at all. And Abby, you listen to the police officers who are under fire and the people in these neighborhoods under fire. I want to play this soundbite from the Reverend Eugene Rivers on the problem of the violence.
All right, we're just going to sum this up. As you heard, 25,000 felony cases dismissed. What the hell? There should be no bail. If you have a pending felony and you're waiting for your trial or your hearing or whatever, you should have no bail available to you. You're an obvious risk to the public, and you should not be allowed to go outside. Why is this being allowed? Why is there no ankle bracelets? There's so many criminals that they're out of ankle bracelets. If they're out of ankle bracelets, you should not even be allowed outside. You shouldn't be outside anyway. But if they run out ankle bracelets, oh well, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have committed any crimes. We don't have any to give you. You're not going to be on house arrest. To the jail you go. You're a danger to society. You're a danger to these constituents who pay their taxes. They're God-fearing Americans who deserve to be at peace in their own city. Chicago has so many great things going for it. But when people who have no common sense, whether it's the politicians or the people committing these crimes, these people have no common sense. And when these two things are combined, you have absolute chaos. So what's the solution? No more catch and release. It's the same thing going on in New York. No more catch and release. No more bail for these people. You have to be tough, because when you're not, you set the precedent that your actions don't have consequences. And when your actions don't have consequences, people feel like, well, I guess I can just do anything. They're just going to catch me and release me, and I can get back to the same old Joe. No. Do better, Chicago. And let this be a lesson. Choose who you're voting for wisely. Just don't pick somebody to represent you just because you think they have your best interest at heart. Just take this as an example. Your elected officials don't always have your best interest at heart. That's why you need to hear out their policies clearly, not because they're this person, not because they associate with that or this group or that group. It's not even about political standing, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. You deserve to live in a safe city. A city that doesn't have so much crime that there's 45 people being shot in an 11-hour time span. Do better, Chicago. Bald Eagle, out.